Welcome to the Dice Tower, a series of video reviews about board and card games. Here are your hosts, Tom Vassell and Sam Healy.
Hey folks, I'm Tom Vassell.
I'm Z Garcia. Yellow.
Sam Healy. Hello there.
Today we're taking a look at Baron Park, which is a game about
Bear Park.
Your town is planning a new bear park. I'm not sure why it's called Baron Park.
It was called Baron Park in German, and then they translated it into English, and you know what they called it?
Baron Park.
Yeah, it just seems odd that they didn't translate the name. Not a big deal, but you'd think they would sell more copies that way. Anyway.
It just seems snooty without purpose. It's like, oh, you want to play Baron Park? Oh. It's Bear Park.
So, this game had me interested for two reasons. One, it's a new Lookout game, and that's the branch of Mayfair that has me most excited, easily. Mm-hmm. But the other reason was the designer, Phil Walker Harding, is just...
He's good.
I really like his stuff.
I like his style, too. I had two reasons to like it, Phil Walker Harding, and I love Barons. I'm a big fan.
So
I'm a Baron fan, too, yeah.
This is a Tetris style game, and very simple. People are going to compare it to Patchwork and Cottage Garden,
right,
and other games where you're mostly games like Uwe Rosenberg, where you're putting down different shapes on a board.
Yes.
Does this compare to those? Well, let's see how to play it first. The first thing I want to show you is the insert, and this matters because the insert is made up of three pieces that are like a puzzle to put together. You got to put two together like this and slide the other in. It took me a while to figure it out. And then it goes into the box, and there's an insert which doesn't matter at all. Who cares? I'm not going to use it. Let's talk about the game. So we have a whole bunch of tiles that are placed here on the board. There are stacks of these smaller green tiles, and then more of these smaller building tiles, and then one of each of the enclosure tiles. Now each player is going to start with a different piece based on your turn order. And so you'll have a supply, and then each person gets a starting tile here. This shows the starting tile, and it shows different things. On your turn, you must place a piece if you have one. If for some reason you don't have a piece, which is rare, you just simply take a green piece and your turn's over. But usually your first piece you can place where you like. After that, they must be adjacent to each other. So maybe my first piece I'm going to place here. So then I look and see, what do I cover up? So I covered up a green wheelbarrow. A green wheelbarrow means I can take any piece from here. So I take this one, and my turn's over. The next time it comes my turn, I'll place it here. Now here you'll see I'm covering up two things. I'm covering up the white cement truck, and I'm covering up the construction area. By the way, this here is a pit, and you can never cover up the pit. So I cover up those two things. The white cement truck means I can take anything here, or I can take anything lower. I'm like, nah, I think I'll take this square building here. Covering up the construction area means that I can take one of these two tiles from the top of one. They're the same on both sides. And I can place it adjacent, and now I have a new area to build in. So then maybe on my next turn, I place this one here, which gives me two of the small green tiles. So I take this one here, and I take this one here. And then the next turn I put this here, which gives me another construction, and I place it here. Or I can place it, I'll just place it here for purposes of the video. Now, as you see, when you place these, you can't place them attached to your entrance, and they just have to be placed next to orthogonally one of your other tiles. You can have at the most 4 tiles. When one person fills up all 4 tiles, the game is going to end. So maybe my next turn, I put this one here. I cover up the orange and this. That gives me another green. So maybe I'll take one of the, let's see, what would I take here? I'll take this long green one here. But the orange digger means I can take anything on the board. So wow, some really big, cool stuff here. So let's take this long one here. And then on my next turn, maybe I place this one here, which gives me 2 more of the white ones. And then later on, I can place this one here. Now here I filled up a whole board. When you fill up a whole board, you will take the largest bear statue available. This one here is worth 16, and place it on the pit to show that you've completed a board. Remember when I said one person finishes 4 boards, the game ends, and everyone else gets one final turn. So players are going to be placing these here. Now there's a variant in the game, and I highly recommend playing with it, where you'll have 3 of these tiles next to the board, and the first person to accomplish it, so the first person here to get 3 koala tiles on their board, will get 8 points. And then the second person will get 5 points, third person 2. This one here, you need to have 6 of the green buildings next to each other. Here you have your 3 big buildings all next to each other, and there's various ones. You just pick 3 per game. You should also notice that these tiles here, the building tiles, they start at a high number and they're going to get lower as time goes by, so getting them early is a good thing. And of course, remember, the number of buildings there is going to change based on the number of players. So that's it. Players are just going to be taking a tile, and where they place it determines what you can place next. At the end of the game, you will add up all the points on your bear statues and on the tiles that you played, and whoever has the most points is the winner. If there's a tie, you look at the buildings that you have left that you have not placed yet. That's it. All right, well, first of all, this game is pretty fast. It's 30 to 45 minutes. That's very legit on the box.
Yeah, it moves along at a nice clip.
And that's with max players. With 2 players, even faster. You were mentioning during the one game that it fails, that there, some people complained it was solitaire-ish.
Oh, sure. From what I had read before we ever played it, I had read up on it a little bit, and that people said that it was a multiplayer solitaire affair by and large. And I can certainly see that you're not messing up each other. I'm not. Once I'm building my own thing, no one's gonna come over and wreck it, right? Which I like. But I think there's lots of competition in this game for the special tiles, for one thing, but even the other ones that do run out near the end of the game. And then if you are playing with the advanced variant, which is you need to add with that in, then you're fighting for those. You're trying. It's a game about pacing. You are trying to do something better and faster than someone else. That's interaction.
Well, that's the first thing I would say, though. That achievement thing, just add that in.
Yeah, that's
don't play with that.
Those are good.
The game would get pretty samey without it. That gives you something to do.
Yeah. Also,
I mean, obviously filling a board is one thing to do, but it gives you something else to do. What do you guys think about the components?
Components were all good. I mean, they're, I mean, as far as tile placement is concerned and the type of tiles that they have in it, they're all very durable cardstock, I think. Similar to what you would find in a Carcassonne game or something like that. That thickness, that chunkiness, so to speak. So that frame of mind is where I think they did very well. The boards that you're actually placing the tiles onto, for me, I guess maybe it was just me, but they had a little bit of a disconnect. It didn't look, it was almost like it was a different game where the artwork on those were not as good as the artwork that was on the tiles.
Yeah, because you're supposed to cover that up.
Yeah, it's less busy. Yeah, it's less busy.
I mean, it just looked like it was just a very, I would have rather have had something, some type of textured background on that, not that the actual tile.
Sand, man, it was sand.
But I know, but even sand has texture. And it's not just a flat, tan color. But it's just me, that's a minor little niggling thing.
I really like the way it looks as that whole top down, ooh, look at my little thing. Right. And I also like the fact that every tile is different.
Yeah, and you have the little interesting bits, right? The art, it pops on the board, and it's such a, for me, the feeling gives me while I'm playing, both the quality of the components, the artwork, and just the sort of cadence of the game. It's very, in many ways, sort of a soothing game. You grab a tile, you place it, you grab some other stuff and wait till you're up again, you place that, you grab, and I like that sort of real easy cadence to it. Filling in the squares feels good. Adding to your park feels good. Completing your goal, I mean, it all sort of has a very, it makes me think of when people say, oh, this is a feel-good movie. This is like a feel-good game to me. It has that vibe to it.
Well, he's definitely, Phil Walker Harding is definitely a master of having a few rules, but it feels like a game.
Yeah.
You literally place a tile, do what the icons you cover up say. That's it. And the icons are mostly take a tile or add a new section to your park. That's, I mean, the only offshoot thing is the achievements, and that's the advanced game.
Right.
But I agree with Z that it's super satisfying to fill something in. when you put that last piece in, you're like, yeah, I finished this square.
Yeah. It's just-
I like that.
I finished it square.
Oh, come on, you gotta like that.
Yeah, no, it's good. It's cool. Yeah. No, I totally understand that.
Well, what did you think about the gameplay itself?
Gameplay itself was, I don't know how can I put this? It was not unfun, but it also, for me, it wasn't,
fulfilling?
no, I wouldn't say fulfilling. It wasn't very engaging, I guess.
Okay.
Because I knew that I felt like my choices were always limited as far as what I could and could not pick for a tile. I wanted to just be able to pick that tile, but no, I don't have the right thing to cover up to be able to pick that. So I'd have to go and do this and to do that, and now I can place to get that tile.
Okay.
I don't know. I just kind of felt a little restricted with the actual gameplay. I would have liked to have been able to, I don't know, maybe place here and then, I don't know, pay a couple of bucks, and then I'll be able to go above the level that it's allowing me to take from.
I love the way that it felt, because to me it was sort of a it would gate itself every now and then when you were completing a square.
Right.
It's like, oh, I need that one. But
Yeah.
then when you add a new one, it's like, blah, you
Yeah.
get whatever you want. And
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I like that it opens up and reels you back in, makes you focus.
Yeah.
You got to be like, okay, well, I got the big special one. I got to fill that in, but I need one of the rivers, right? One of the L's. Okay,
right.
fine, I'll get that. But then once you add a new one, it opens up again. I don't know. It felt good to me. It was satisfying.
No, I get that, yeah.
I just didn't care that much in that regard because I like putting the pieces together.
Yeah.
And I never thought too hard about the game. My biggest thing would be like, I want to cover up that icon. How do I get the pieces to get there? Great. Oh, I want to fill in this space. What piece do I need? Oh, Z took it. And there's the occasional small,
Occasional? That happened a lot. Occasional.
Well, for me, it only happens occasionally. But I don't know. It just felt like just easy going. When I'm done, I'm like, that was fun, and I'll easily play it again and again. And I'm keeping this one. I liked it that much. For me, this is 2 bear paws up. I took the only possible thing.
What am I going to do now?
I'm gonna go with one kid flying away with a bunch of balloons. Look for it because it's there.
That's your park.
There's a few
right.
of them. That's right.
In my park, our balloons are weighted.
I enjoyed the game, but again, I think it falls into the same category as Patchwork did. It falls into the same category as I haven't actually played Cottage Garden yet, but I imagine it's similar as people are saying that it is.
I like it better than both, by the way.
So it falls into that same category of, yeah, okay, that's fun. Yeah, if you want to play that, yeah, let's go ahead and play it. But I'm not going to say, hey, let's go play Barren Park. I'll play it if somebody else wants to play it, and
I'm
I'll
going to say
enjoy
let's
it.
play Bear Park, but
Well, whatever. But that's why it only gets one thumb up for me. It's not going to be one that I'm going to pick from the shelf to say, hey, let's do it, unless I think somebody else is going to enjoy it.
Right.
So, but that's that.
And I really like it. I mean, I really, really, really like it. I want to make sure I'm not. No, you can. No, I will.
Don't take my game.
I will acquire this game at some point. It is one of my
gonna steal
favorites.
it.
I think it's one of my favorite games I've played this year so far.
wow.
Holy cow.
It is exactly my kind of game. Is the thing. I like interaction, but I don't necessarily need it. And I love that satisfying feeling of building something up and seeing it evolve. I like looking down at the beginning of the game and looking out at the end of the game and seeing something radically different that was made by my hand. And this game does that in 30 minutes, 45. It's colorful. It's interesting. Scoring is not in the 300s. It's everything's easy to score. There's no weird, quirky parts. Nothing feels like it needs to be sanded down a little bit. There's no sharp edges here. I love it. It's great. So I'm going to give it 2 polar bears growling up. Wow. That's not a polar bear.
Wasn't a polar
What
bear.
does a polar bear sound like, Sam?
I don't know, but it's not.
A Wookiee bear.
That is a feline of some type.
All right. Well, anyway, until next time, I'm Tom Vasso.
I'm the Feline Master Garcia.
I'm Sam Healy. We'll see you guys on the flip side.
Thanks for watching our review today. For For more information about board games, as well as the #1 board game audio podcast, check out Dicetower.com for reviews, interviews, and more. I'm Eric Summerer, and you've been watching The Dice Tower.